What's up, everybody? Don't bother to like or subscribe. I could not care less. It occurs to me that it's about time I started teaching people how to actually use GigToy, since we'll be giving it out to pre-alpha testers very soon. When you run GigToy, you will be greeted with this splendid menu, and the very first thing you will want to do is create a scene. In Scene Manager, you can either choose a scene file, or for purposes of this tutorial, we will create a new scene from one of the pre-authored stages. We're going to use Studio. We now have a scene. Without any kind of camera in the scene already, we are in Edit Cam mode. So we are going to have to go to Scene Edit and create some objects. So I'm going to go to Scene Edit, which we are already in. And I'm going to create first a video billboard. Now, I created that at world 0, which is over here. If you right click and create an object, you can create it where you want. Actually, I'll do that because it's easier. Create target object, video billboard. There we go. It's there now, and you can see my handsome face. We need to sort out the keying. So one of the first things we'll do is we'll go to Video Manage and sort out our green screen shit. First of all, I'm going to eyedropper the background and then clean it up. There's a contrast button here, and we'll just it will have to do, and that is fine. So go and make the scene edit. Everything looks a bit janky and bright at the moment, but we'll fix that by adding a camera and then getting into some of the finer features. Again, right click, create target object, create camera. Camera's been created, but it's invisible because we're not in edit cam mode. Right. Now we're in edit cam mode and we'll hit show debug. I've got to hit it a couple of times at the moment. It's all very janky, and now you can see the camera. The camera is there, and I can move the camera around with the gizmo, and the target for the camera is way over there somewhere. Actually, no, it's not. The target is here. Right. Okay. Yep. All these things will be fixed, folks. No problem. I'm going to put the target over here, but nothing's happening with the camera yet. It's not moving, and that's because we haven't got a controller to assign the camera to. So it's not taking any instructions, so it's not pointing at its target. So we'll create a controller. We'll go to the camera and assign it a controller, and immediately the camera starts pointing in the right direction. We can check in the scene cam. Yes, it's kind of in the right direction. Go back to edit cam, move it up a bit, I think, and go to the target, move the target up a bit as well. So in the scene cam now, yeah, okay, that's over there. That's kind of okay. Now let's put me behind the desk. I'm going to right click, I'm going to move behind the desk. I'm going to scale me down a bit because I look a bit massive. There we go. Check again in the scene cam. Yeah, it's kind of going all right. It's about time we put some lights in. So I'm going to right click, create target object. I'm going to make a static light. This is a light which will just sit there, do nothing, and be a light. So there we go. We have created a static light. And at the moment is a bit janky. You need to double click show debug. And we're going to rotate the light around so it points at my handsome face. Now the rotation thing is pretty much a disaster piece at the moment. That will improve. There we go. We have a light that's kind of working in the scene. And that's kind of cool. I'll put it angled a little bit further over here. I'm just using WASD to move the camera around. So that's cool. Now you can duplicate things. So I'm going to go to Scene Edit and I'm going to right click the light. Oh, where's the light? It's in there somewhere. And the D button is for duplicate. Okay, that's cool. So I've got my static spotlight 01 there. And now I'm going to move that. I'm going to move that over here. I'm going to put it there. Maybe move it a little bit forwards. That is jolly good. Now we've got some basic lighting. Checking the scene cam. Yes, you can see that we have basic lighting. And that's pretty much it. Now we can move on to the page edit. We want to control these lights, so I'm going to put another controller in. You can rename things, by the way. So I'm going to rename the controller lights, and then we'll assign our controller lights to these lights. And then when we go to page edit, you can make a new page to write data onto. So we've got lights and the cam controller. First of all, let's edit the lights, and we can choose from a variety of things. There we go, they are animating through that color cycle now. Only a limited number of colors to choose from at the moment. Again, that will change, that will improve. We can make it brighter, we can make it darker, we can make it flash, doesn't really matter. Right, so now we're going to look at the camera. In scene cam, you notice that it's a long way away, pretty much means that we need to zoom in. So I'm going to go to the camera, and I'm going to start zooming in, and using the controller zoom. There we go. And also maybe we want to move it. I'm going to do a circular motion. And now we get into controlling 3D curves. And of course, 3D curves have 3D components, which is three of them. Three, you get it, clues in the name. So I'm going to start increasing these components, and you will start to see that the camera is moving in a different arc, and the arc is delineated by this debug here. So again, checking the scene cam, yep, it's moving around. That's pretty cool. I think I should be more on the right, just in case we want to show some graphics on the side. So I'm going to go to edit cam, move the target. Ooh, got to be in scene edit. Move the target over there a little bit. The target's also linked to the focus. You know, so if I were to do this and go to scene cam, everything that's not near the target is going to be out of focus. So it's also the focal point of your camera. If I was to put it a long way out like that, I would be slightly out of focus. A little bit. So that is pretty much how you do the setup and how you write pages. And then it just remains to create different camera motions. So that's camera motion number one. I'm going to write another page, and then I'm going to edit the camera again. And I'm going to move the camera in a bit. If I want it to move whilst doing the same motion, I got to do some dicking around with this with these parameters here. So I intend to have a different method to move these because it is a little bit fiddly right now. So we've got a low and a high range. What I would really like to do is just mouse click and set the location for it. But we've moved that. See, page one is over here, page two is there. So what that basically is going to mean is that we have slightly different camera angles. And on the different camera angle, I think I will give it some kind of, let's get rid of the debug there, some kind of animated zoom. So yeah, maybe not quite that much. By using the low and the high range, it's going from one number to another number. So if I want it to be zoomed into basically 9, and I still want some motion on it, I got to get that near 9. 8.87, that's fine. And I don't want that to loop, so I'm going to set that to one shot. So every time I hit that camera, it will do the twang, and then it'll just pan around. Now, maybe I want to change the lighting, but I don't want to change the camera. Well, you can do this. I'll make a new page. I'm going to disable the controller that deals with the camera. Let's rename that to cam. So this page will only write to the lights at the moment. So I'm going to change the lights. Actually, let's switch off the lights on these pages. So we have two pages that just deal with the camera and two pages that just deal with the lights. So that's my nice white light. I enjoy that. That's jolly good. Oh, it looks like my camera's hitched up. There we go. So I'm going to make a new page. The new page button at the moment will duplicate whatever page you're on. So I'm going to duplicate this page. You can also copy and paste pages, and that will also duplicate pages. So now I'm going to change to Hellfire, which will animate hellfiery kind of lighting. And then I'm going to do another one, which is maybe white, but I will animate the intensity of it. I will use backbeat triplets. Da, da, da. Too slow, man. Too slow. So there's more of a party vibe going on. So I can now control the lights with these pages and the camera is unaffected, and I can control the camera with these pages and the lights are unaffected. Oh, it appears. Alright, one of the camera movements seems to have been eaten somehow. Fair enough. We'll go back and modify our original camera movement. And I'll slow that down. So there we've got our 2 camera movements, and we've got the 3 light pages. And I can create pages that are a combination of different elements as well. So that's the real basic stuff. I'll do more advanced tutorials in the future. Oh no, fuck it. Let's add one more thing. Let's add some post-process. I'm going to assign a target object post-process. Accept. This needs its own controller. So post-process 0, controller 2. Let's call it post-process or PP. Right. So in page edit now, I'm going to create one more page, and I'm going to use that just for the post-process. I'm going to decouple the lights from it. So the lights are disabled on that page, and this will just be for the post process. So let's just change those lights back. Going back to page 6 now will not write back to the lights. And then I'm gonna go and change to my favorite 80s VHS. And then getting rid of the debug, hitting full screen, and we now have our own 80s broadcasts look with shitty keying. And that's pretty much how you do that. Your scene has been saved every time you change anything already. There is no need to save your scene. Probably will change this so it's saving to a temp file in the future. But if you want to create a copy of your scene, you can go save as new. And it will save it as new. That's all for now. Thank you very much for joining me here on whatever the fuck show this is. Peace out. So, peace out.